what was at play here is a serious, and as by deviation would be
a mild way.
It's yeah. To say that there was a deviation from processes and procedures would be, it's kindergarten language. The disciplinary charge is stopped on the 20th of June. 2 weeks down the line, a report gets served that seeks to give Advocate Kemi Beari and Linda Gashega a 600,000 rand increase. You've aligned yourselves to what I want as the city manager. My person is not to be touched, and you've ensured that my person is not touched. Here is an increase. Immediately after having protected Mkhwanazi, increases were effected. That substantively it meant that the disciplinary proceeding could not proceed, because without the serving of the charge sheet you can't have a hearing. So for as long as the charge sheet was not served, the disciplinary proceedings could not proceed at all, even though there was no official written withdrawal of the disciplinary proceedings per se, and technically it would mean the attorneys and the advocate were still on brief because there was no withdrawal of that particular instruction that they should prosecute the matter as it stood.
You are more asked the question because of your experience in the space as an employee relations person. Is it not a form of misconduct to intervene in this way without a rational basis for it?
It is. Straight up it is.
And you would say, where does it belong in your code? Either in your code of discipline, which lists forms of misconduct, or as a matter of common law or law of general application? I ask because it bothers one that you would have this kind of conduct, which is highly suspect, if one, at best. It's highly suspect, and yet there's no consequence for it. And it has serious implications because it has someone who is accused of serious misconduct, very serious misconduct, who goes unpunished because those who have power by virtue of office, they use it to circumvent lawful processes. They're basically the law, collective agreement. It's a form of subordinate legislation, and they subvert the law for no rational basis. Surely it can be, that's the end of it, and there's no consequence for such people.
You are correct, Madam Commissioner. It can be the end of it, and it shouldn't be the end of it. And perhaps critical in your analysis is the abuse of power by people that are in authority. This is a classical demonstration of such. You have people that are in authority, they step in and they cause something like this to happen. But not only did they cause something like this to happen, other things flowed from it. You have a person who was supposed to be disciplined and potentially be dismissed in June. In December, that person gets promoted. By who? By the very same people that stopped the discipline. The very same people that stopped the discipline. There's another issue that I'll be raising later on in terms of the effect of this stoppage, and you could see that indeed what was at play here is a serious, and as by deviation would be
a mild way.
It's to say that there was a deviation from processes and procedures would be, it's kindergarten language, and I can't find the right language to actually describe this.
Disregard of the blah blah blah.
Blatant abuse of power in disregard of the law.
If the evidence leader would allow me,
you have the chairperson's permission to speak freely.
Freely, okay. You have a situation here to show. I just want to show how this thing actually played out. The disciplinary charge is stopped on the 20th of June. 2 weeks down the line, a report gets served. That seeks to give Advocate Kemi Beari and Linda Tlashega a 600,000 rand increase. And that report does not provide any basis why such increases must be effected. These two people are appointed on the 1st of March 2023. They are still under probation. 4 months after their appointments, a report gets generated seeking to provide them with massive increases. And nothing has actually happened in the intervening period between March and July in terms of municipal processes. What is in that report speaks exactly to what they had in March, but in July, that is used to say these people must get these massive increases. I can only suggest or opine, but thank you. You are aligning yourselves to the instruction. You've aligned yourselves to the instruction. You've aligned yourselves to what I want as the city manager. My person is not to be touched, and you've ensured that my person is not touched. Here is an increase.
Unless, of course, there's evidence that on their appointment, the terms of their appointment was that at the end of the probation period, they would get increases. Yeah. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying maybe it is some way.
There is no such. Doesn't exist in local government.
You are the expert. I will not.
There is a regulatory framework that deals with what is called the upper limits for the total remuneration packages of municipal managers and managers directly accountable to municipal managers. That thing is determined by the Minister of Cocta. There is a framework on how such salaries are to be determined, how even cost of living adjustments are to be effected. But for the first time in the municipality, again, immediately after having protected Mkhwanazi, increases were effected. So for me, it's yeah.
I'm going to test your opinion or your view again. You see, Parliament will say to people like you, we've done our job, we've passed the Protected Disclosures Act. Everything you've just said now, you could have made a protected disclosure and you would be protected from an occupational detriment. And the law is there for officials like you to use it. Why did you not use it?
I was suspended in September and dismissed the next year without even a hearing.
2 months later?
Yes.
But you accept that the law is there?
The law is there. And I've utilized the law, I've dealt with the issues that pertain to that law.
Between May and August, a protected disclosure could have been made.
I take the point.
Thank you.
Well, maybe let me add, and it's on the back of that you could have taken steps. On a quick look, the abuse of entrusted power is defined as corruption. So you could have gone to the police with these things that don't make sense to you for the police to investigate. So there may have been an avenue that was not explored. Okay.
Well, there's things that I suffered, commissioners.
Yes.
There's things that I've suffered personally, even during the period that we are talking about. You know, there's things that I suffered.
Thank you. It's please do not understand us to trivialize the circumstances that you found yourself, not just you, in fact, even the witnesses that preceded you, to trivialize them and to be criticizing that you didn't do anything. It is simply to explore whether you realize or recognize that there may have been things that you could have done, but you didn't do because of the circumstances.
I think that we will perhaps, in the fullness of my testimony, then perhaps also revert back to an analysis of what could have been done, or, you know, what did I miss out, so that indeed if commissioners were to get a full sense of the circumstances that one was confronted with, then there will be a better appreciation of some lack or in terms of processes that one could have been able to put in place.
And remember, we have the benefit of hindsight, which is unfair to you, but take it in that spirit.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioners.